Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video, and no, it's not a reaction video. This is kind of like another festival one, because I haven't done one in a while. Obviously, I did reactions when we got sort of like the first and final lineup announcements for Slam Dunk Festival. I took a look at obviously the initial downloads 2026 lineup announcement, and we got like the second wave of announcement this week, and we got the day splits too. So I thought I've not done any festival coverage for a while, so I'm going to do it. They announced the day splits for the bands, so we know who's on what day now. There was a few new additions to it as well. So there was like a handful of bands that got added. Some on like the second stage as well, which is awesome. And I'm in a position now where I'm like, I'm going to have to go download now, aren't I? So yeah, I thought I'd just check, give my thoughts on it, see who's on what day, and yeah, just give my overall thoughts on it. So let's get the poster up and we'll react to it. Okay then, yeah, so we're on the download 2026 website. So as you can see, we got the date splits now. So if you're planning to go and you weren't too sure, now you know what bands are on what days. So Friday's looking very new metal-y, which is awesome. Yeah, so we've got Limp Bizkit headline on the Friday. Cypress Hill, Electric Callboy, Pendulum, Hollywood Undead, POD and Scene Queen on the main stage. Then on the upper stage, which is the second stage, we got Howlstorm, Daltrey, Periphery, Creeper, Paleface Swiss, Silent Planet. It's cool that Howlstorm were headline on the second stage as well. I think it's been a long time coming, and Daltrey as well, like to be way up there, which is awesome. I've never seen Daltrey, it's just never worked out, so if I was going on a Friday, that'd be one I'd want to check out. And we've got Avalanche stage, so we've got Feeder headlining, which is freaking awesome. And we've got Story of the Year, which I'm guyed about. Sleep Theory, Rain City Drive, Drain, Lakeview, Holly Walter, Silly Goose, Native James. That's actually a really solid lineup for that stage, actually. I'm just kind of sad, like, because I really want to see Story of the Year, but I think this is their only UK appearance this year, and obviously I'm not going on the Friday, sadly, so it's like, ah. And then we got the Dogtooth stage. I have no idea what that headliner is. I want to say Cavalier. What is it with some bands' logos where they're just so legible you can't read what they are? But I think that's them. I may have got that wrong. Then we've got KSAD, Corrosion Conformity, Bandmade, Stamping Ground, The Primals, Lake Malice, becoming a regular download, which is awesome for them. Nasty, Vernor, James and the Cold Gun, Slay Squad, and Herd Wreck. So that's a pretty stat lineup for the Friday. Obviously, again, it's preference. It depends what you're into, sort of thing. Like, there are a handful of bands I'd see on the Friday, but I don't think there'd be enough for me to want to go on the Friday, if that makes sense. I mean, it would be cool to see Limp Bizkit headline. Hollywood Undead, we could see them. POD, Howlstorm, Daltrey, definitely. Feeder, Story of the Year, 100%. Lake Malice. So yeah, there's a few bands there, but it's not like shouting at me kind of thing. And then we'll go up on the Saturday. So, Dogtooth stage, we got Blood Incantation, Decapitated Elder, Sweet Sausage, Self Deception. As Everything Unfolds, I'm glad they're back at download. Return to Dust, Conjurer, Lowen, Tail Gunner, Tropic Gold, Pussy the Cure. So that's Dogtooth. And we've got Avalanche stage. So we've got Froze Mode, Nevertal, Dice Bits, Mouth Culture, yes. I think it's their first one actually, Mouth Culture, sick for them. Melrose Avenue, As It Is, Poison As It Is, back at download. For God, it's been a while since they've been there. Marmoset's making a comeback as well. Hot Milk, I think they're one of the new additions as well, which is like they're also, you know, second to last on that stage. And then we've got All American Rejects headliner. That'll be a fun one, because I saw All American Rejects Slam Dunk 24, and I think back then it had been like 12 years since it was in the UK. So it's cool that they've got them at download to headline the Avalanche stage. That's a really good bill, actually, to be fair. It's quite a variety there. Quite a few pop punk bands in there as well, which obviously fits with the theme of it. It's just sick. Then we've got the Opus stage, which is obviously second stage. So we've got Snot, Drowning Pool. You know everyone will go batshit for Bodies. If they play Bodies, you know the whole crowd's going to go mental for that. We Came As Romans. Oh, see, I'd love to see We Came As Romans again. It's been a while since I've seen them. I haven't seen them since Slam Dunk 2023, last time I saw them. Those Damn Crows, with their #1 album, which will be sick. Set It Off, Bush, Behemoth, and Architects. Architects headline the second stage. That's really, I mean, they had such a mad year last year. It's actually like, I think it's like a year since their album came out today. So Yeah, they have been grafting Architects, and I think that's probably one of the most successful years they've had as a band. So the fact they're headlining second stage, it's well been a long time coming, I think, because they've done main stage before, but the fact they're getting like a headline slot on the second stage, like, that's really awesome for them. So I'm really happy for those guys. They deserve it. And then we got Apex stage, so main stage, and we got Thornhill, which is awesome. South Arcade, freaking doing bits to go straight up to main stage. That's mad. That's so good for them. Like, they've been killing it, South Arcade, so I'm glad they're getting these opportunities. Landmarks, Black Veil Brides. Obviously, I would see BVB if I was there. Baby Metal, Trivium, Guns N' Roses. Do you know what? That's actually a pretty solid lineup for the main stage. Obviously, there's arguing about Guns N' Roses, but you know we're down there. They always have like the classic rock sort of acts. So obviously, Guns N' Roses fit that bill. But yeah, that's a pretty stacked lineup on main stage. You know, that's really good. There's probably like what 1, 2, 3, 4. There's probably about 5 bands I want to see on that day. So that'd be a good one. And we'll go back down to the bottom for Sunday. So then we got Spitting Glass, Private School, Wayside, Decessus, Last Train, Annie's Okay, Anchor, Boundaries, Gatekeeper, Spin Shank, and Static X. Good old new metal act representing there, so that's awesome. Then we've got Avalanche Stage 0936, which is sick. Eerie, The Pretty Wild. Seed, Pretty Wild, that's one I would definitely check out. Sweet Pill, TX2, Magnolia Park, Dance of the Pile Up, Ash, Let Live, and Scooter. Scooter is the left field one there. But Download have been doing that the last few years where they kind of get an act that's kind of not your typical rock alternative metal act, and it's kind of one that throws a spanner in the works. But I remember when they announced the first wave of the lineup, like Ash actually said, like, we've got one that's a bit left field, and Scooter's that one for people. So, you know, fair play to them for landing that. And then we've got the Opus stage. So we got Ego Kill Talent, Catch Your Breath, Mammoth, Dogstar, which is Keanu Reeves' band. That's mad. Still mad that they're at Download. Throne, The Plotting You, Social Distortion, Tom Morello, Macedon, and A Day to Remember. They're one of the new ones who were headlining the second stage, which is freaking dope, man. I mean, they headlined Slam Dunk Festival last year, and they've just been killing it. A Day to Remember. Like, this new era, they've just been going hard with their tours, and yeah, their set at Slam Dunk last year was freaking insane. So the fact they got a headliner slot on the second stage is really sick for them as well. It'll get to a point, I think they'll potentially be a headliner one day in the next sort of like couple of years, like maybe sort of 2 to 5 years. I reckon they'll be up there as a headliner. So that's a pretty sick stage. And then we got main stage on Sunday, People, which is freaking sick for those guys. So you've seen, I think they're at Slam Dunk as well, and they've been like every tour they do, it sells out. So it's really great for them. You've got Kublai Khan TX, Rory, which is awesome for her. Bloody Wood. I saw them, I think it was Slam Dunk 2023, I saw them. Pretty Reckless, Ice Nine Kills, Bad Omens. And then obviously to finish off 2026, we got Linkin Park. That Sunday stage is freaking stacked, by the way. That is, if I was going to go to any day, I think I would go Sunday. Because already there's probably, I wouldn't see them all, but there's at least 10 bands there I potentially would see. And even when you go down to some of the smaller stages, like there's a few bands on each of the stages. I mean, there's not really many I would see on the Dogtooth stage, to be fair. But I know on Avalanche it'd be 0936, Pretty Wild I'd see, Magnolia Park, Let Live potentially, and then Opus I'd see, Dogstar, Plotting You, Throne, Tom Morello, just cause, and obviously Days to Remember, and then main stage would be like People, Rory, Pretty Reckless, Ice Nine Kills, Bad Omens, Linkin Park. I mean, that's ridiculous. Like the fact you go from like Pretty Reckless to Ice Nine Kills to Bad Omens, second to last, and then Linkin Park to headline it would be ridiculous. I mean, that would be the day I'd probably do, I think, to be honest, because obviously if money was there, I would probably do the full weekend, but obviously it's not, sadly. So if I was going to do it, I'd probably do the Sunday. I mean, there's bands on the other days I definitely want to see, but it's always the way with schedules where you're like, they're not going to be, I don't want to go, are they? I think the one thing is the clashes, because obviously I think A Day to Remember will probably be finishing either as Linkin Park's start or maybe sort of 15-20 minutes into Linkin Park's set. So that's the only thing. You'd have to rush from second stage to main stage. So as much as I want to see a day to remember it, because I saw them quite recently, I think I'd probably just stay at main stage most of the day, to be honest, because I'd be happy with all the bands on the Sunday. Obviously, I want to see Pretty Wild, so I'll check them out. But yeah, if I went over just at main stage all day Sunday, I don't think I'd be upset with that, because that's a pretty stacked lineup. Obviously, it's all relative with Download, because people love the lineup this year. There's some people that really, really don't like it, and it's a generational thing, because obviously Download used to be a lot of like the old school like rock bands, like your Iron Maidens, your Black Sabbaths, your AC/DCs, and Download the last few years they've been sort of trying to cater and sort of get with the times, if you like, and sort of get a lot of the modern bands in. You've still got a lot of the legacy acts there, and you've got like some fan favourites, like some old school bands like Static X, POD, and it's kind of a good mix, I think. Obviously, people will have their preferences. I think it's a pretty good lineup, to be fair. I mean, the last sort of 3 years, Download 2023 for 20th anniversary, I loved that lineup. That year was probably my favourite in a long time, and because I did the full weekend, it was just the best, man. And since then, the lineups have been kind of hit and miss. I mean, 2025 wasn't too bad. 2024, I only did the Sunday, and I didn't even do the full day on the Sunday, to be fair. But again, it's all relative in its perspective. It's what you like, and I feel like this year there's a lot for everyone there. I mean, the 3 headliners as well. I mean, people argue, Limp Bizkit shouldn't be headliner, but you know, you got to give them their due. Limp Bizkit were one of like the OG bands that came out in nu metal, and obviously they paved the way for a lot of these other bands and artists. Guns N' Roses are like sort of the legacy acts, if you like, and obviously Linkin Park. Do you know what? When we was doing the predictions for it, I was like, I would be very shocked if it wasn't Linkin Park headline, just because with the success of the From Zero World tour, the year they had last year, obviously the Wembley Stadium show was freaking unbelievable. So I would have been quite shocked, frankly, if Linkin Park wasn't there. And that's the one that I'd be tempted to do, just because, you know, Linkin Park's my favourite band. Yes, there's the discourse that it's not Linkin Park because Chester's not here, and obviously fans aren't going to agree on that. Don't get it wrong, it was different when I saw her with Emily, but I think she did a really, really good job, considering the weight of those songs and how much they mean to people. And I think she did do Chester proud, to be fair. And even though Chester wasn't there, when I was watching them, you could still feel him there. Like, you still feel the presence of him. So there's all this, like, I mean, it's been like 2 years nearly, and people are still hating on it, and it's like, that's fine, like, no one's going to agree with it, but it's just like, you kind of got to get over it now, because it's like, you know, she's not leaving anytime soon, and they wouldn't have chosen her to be the new vocalist if they didn't feel she fit. And, you know, people are going to hate, that's just the way it is with social media and a lot of gatekeeping, but I think the Linkin Park thing is something that not everyone's going to agree on at all. And, you know, I've had conversations with friends and people online about Linkin Park, and, you know, I'm just glad that they're still around. And yeah, it's not really the full lineup, because you got no Rob, you got no Chester, and obviously Brad doesn't tour anymore. But you still got the ethos and DNA of Linkin Park in it, and I still think From Zero is one of the most Linkin Park sound albums we've got in a long time. Like, One More Light, I didn't vibe with it at all. Like, there's a couple of songs on there, I don't want to say I dropped off, but it didn't do anything for me, One More Light. So at least with From Zero, I was like, yeah, this is kind of more like the Linkin Park that I grew up with. It's got more of those influences and the styles there. It was the most Linkin Park album we've had in a long time, let's put it that way. But yeah, it's just one of those things, man. Like, everyone's got their opinions with music, and it's all subjective to the person. But I think overall, I think that's a pretty solid lineup. I don't know if there'll be any more announcements or additions. I want to say there was like maybe 2 or 3 waves last year. I'm not sure. I mean, there could be more, but I don't think that'll be the final one. I think there might be another wave, maybe in a few months' time, possibly. Don't quote me on that, but that's just the way Download historically has done it, sort of thing. So we may get some more bands, but yeah, I think that's a really good lineup, to be fair. And I think the day splits as well. Some of the bands I had a feeling that Bad Omens would be before Linkin Park. I just thought, when I saw them on the lineup, I was like, I'd be very surprised if they wasn't on the same day as Linkin Park, to be honest. Obviously, Trivium before Guns N' Roses kind of makes sense as well. Cypress Hill before Limp Bizkit. So they've kind of done it in a way where it's like the running order of the bands kind of makes sense as well. But yeah, I think overall, man, that's a really, really good lineup. And like I said, if I was gonna go, I'd do the Sunday. So maybe I still can. Who knows? But let me know what you guys think. Do you like the lineup? Are you not happy with it? Let me know in the comments down below. It is interesting to hear people's take on it, because obviously there are people that go to download every single year regardless of the lineup, because it's just like, it's sort of like their holy grail. It's like the one thing I look forward to every year. It's the community spirit, the festival spirit. It's great. But then there's some people that go purely for the lineup. So obviously it's, you know, you got people in both camps sort of thing. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Be interesting to see you folks. But that'll be it for this one, guys. Those are my thoughts. I've rambled on way too long. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Stay tuned for more videos. If there's any more updates to download, I'll do a follow-up video. But that'll be it for this one, guys. Take care, and I will see you soon.